So for our learning project here at Charlotte, we're looking at personal interest projects, which really is the question about how we're going to engage kids in personalized learning, and teachers for that matter. And so it's something we've been thinking about for quite a while. And in the words of John Dewey, hopefully we're learning from our experience. We're reflecting on it. We're thinking back because it hasn't been a great history since 2013 as we've tried to develop our personalized learning. In fact, it's kind of a car wreck. Whether we talk about what we did with Naviance or what kids did with their Google Site portfolios or other elements of Act 77, when we asked students to share their thinking about it, this is what they had to say. They're stupid. They don't serve any purpose. You're telling me I get to choose my Google Slide background and that's personalization. So it's really forced us to kind of step back and rethink it. And the big thing around our thinking is that it's a process. We want kids to plan, connect, reflect, and share, and that it's a process, not a thing. At Charlotte this year, we're really trying to develop that process through our PIPs, our personal interest projects, that every student has a chance to create throughout the entire year. And so we've made some processes this year. These are slides that we shared as we started to explain what is Genius Hour, what's the point of it. And basically we're telling kids, we're going to give you choices and we're going to have this be your opportunity to learn to be self-directed, which is one of our graduation standards. We've created some learning targets around it and really tried to help identify that target, that vision of what great learning is going to look like if students successful with their PIP project. And these are the elements. We have been working on this since September, getting them to identify an executive functioning, develop their PIP moving forward. We had them do surveys with themselves, identify which of the executive functioning skills they really want to work on throughout their project through doing this self-assessment. And then the outgrowth of that was, let's identify a project. It could be something of the heart. It could be something that they build with their hands. It could be some service that they would go through. And so we spent all this time helping them think of their projects, think of ideas so that ultimately they could pick and choose and create an action plan. And that worked for probably about 90% of our kids. So as a whole, we're feeling pretty good, but that's not really what my Learning Lab project is about or who the group that I'm focusing on. Because I've got a group of about 10 students who are about as disengaged as any middle school kids you're going to find, and they're my Learning Lab. And we think that for them, we're going to need to create some extra scaffolding because let me show you where they're at after all the work that we've put in. First of all, this is one of the proposals. We've seen some great proposals, or we've seen them like this that are just like, oh, my action steps are going to be next step, next step, next step, and I don't really have a picture of where I'm going. Then we had our students make flip grids about 5 weeks into this. Now imagine we've already invested 5 hours. I want my Learning Lab subjects here to share where their thinking is in terms of their project and all the progress they've made. So enjoy here for a second.
For my PIP, I'm learning how to juggle. I chose this PIP because I don't know how to juggle and it's something cool that I want to learn. So far, I have done nothing.
Hello, my PIP is making an advanced robot, and I'm going to make a Lego shooting robot that can reload itself. So far, I've done nothing.
For my PIP, I am going to fix and clean a mountain bike. I chose my PIP because I ride mountain bikes and dirt bikes quite a bit. So far, I have brought a mountain bike in and started looking at it.
So for a batting average, let's see, 1-0, 2-0, and one who's brought his bike in and looked at it. Not sure we're exactly arrived at a fully engaged PIP project at this point, and it only took us 5 hours to get there. So that's my Learning Lab project. Is, like I said, we're psyched that we're moving, but not quite there yet. And I do want to close with a video that's a celebration, though, and this is of a young man who 5 weeks ago, didn't know how to program a robot, had never built one, and I want you to see what he accomplished in class just this last Friday.
This is the robot you built. Okay. And it should bring all of them back to the base? Okay, let's see. Whoa.
All right. Yeah, that was awesome to see. And hopefully throughout the year, we'll have more and more as we just see what systems and processes we can put in place. So hope you can come visit us some Friday afternoon. Thanks.